All right, let's unlock some secrets. This is going to be incredibly insightful, focusing on a deeply personal and often misunderstood aspect of human connection. The journey we're about to embark on together will transform not just your technique, but your entire understanding of intimacy. If you truly want to elevate your connection, to move beyond the superficial and into a realm of profound pleasure and intense emotional bonding, you absolutely cannot miss the final insight. It's the key that brings everything together, the missing piece you've been searching for. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll possess a power that most people only dream of. Foundation first. We're going to start where all true mastery begins, with the foundation. You might think you know what you're doing, but often the most basic principles are overlooked, dismissed, or simply never taught. It's not just about what you do, but how you prepare, how you approach the moment, and the mindset you bring to the experience. This isn't just about a physical act. It's about creating an environment, both internal and external, where deep pleasure can not only exist, but flourish. Think of it like a master craftsman preparing his tools. He doesn't just grab a hammer and start pounding. He sharpens, he cleans, he ensures everything is in perfect order, because he understands that the quality of his preparation directly impacts the quality of his creation. We're building something beautiful here, something profound, and that requires reverence for the process. This isn't a race, it's a journey, and every step matters. The subtle art of beginning, the unhurried anticipation, the gentle invitation, these are not minor details. They are the very bedrock upon which everything else rests. Without a solid foundation, even the most impressive techniques will crumble. We're cultivating an atmosphere of trust, safety, and mutual respect, which are the silent orchestrators of true ecstasy. Your touch begins long before your fingers make contact. It begins in the mind, in the heart, in the intention you project. This initial phase sets the stage for everything that follows, preparing both bodies and spirits for a shared ascent into bliss. Presence power. Now we move into the realm of presence, a concept so simple yet so profoundly transformative, it will reshape your entire understanding of intimacy. Forget about rushing, about ticking boxes, about performance. This isn't a checklist, it's a dance. And you must be fully present in every single step. Your mind should not be wandering to what you did today, what you have to do tomorrow, or even what move you're planning next. It needs to be right here, right now, attuned to every subtle shift, every whispered breath, every delicate nuance of the experience. This kind of presence isn't passive. It's intensely active, a focused awareness that allows you to read your partner's body language, to feel the rhythm of their arousal, to understand their unspoken desires. It's about listening with your hands, with your eyes, with your entire being. When you are truly present, you are no longer just performing an action. You are engaging in a dialogue, a nonverbal communication that speaks volumes more than any words ever could. This deep immersion is what separates a fleeting moment of physical sensation from an unforgettable experience of genuine connection. It's about being fully invested, fully there, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. This unwavering focus transforms the act from something transactional into something truly transcendent. It allows you to anticipate, to respond, to flow with the energy of the moment, creating a symphony of sensation that is unique to that very instance. The power of being here, now, in this sacred space is immeasurable. Rhythmic resonance. Once presence is established, we unlock the secret of rhythmic resonance. This isn't about speed or aggression, it's about finding the natural internal rhythm that resonates deep within her. Think of it less as an action you perform and more as a melody you discover and then amplify. Every body has its own unique cadence, its own internal song of arousal, and your role is to become the conductor of that symphony. This requires patience, keen observation, and an open heart. It's about starting slow, feeling the response, and then gradually, almost imperceptibly, adjusting your tempo and pressure until you find that sweet spot, that perfect beat that electrifies her entire being. It's a delicate balance, a constant adjustment, much like a dancer learning their partner's steps. You're not imposing your rhythm, you're harmonizing with hers. This isn't a static state, it's dynamic, flowing, evolving as she responds, as her arousal deepens. The beauty of rhythmic resonance lies in its ability to build anticipation, to create a sustained wave of pleasure that washes over her rather than a series of disconnected jolts. It's about creating a hypnotic, almost trance-like state where her body can fully surrender to the sensation, allowing her to release inhibitions and dive headfirst into the depths of her own desire. This is where the magic truly begins to unfold, where touch transcends the physical and becomes an experience of pure, unadulterated bliss. Pressure points. Now let's talk about pressure points, not in a clinical anatomical sense, but in the context of sensitivity and individualized response. Just as every woman has her unique rhythm, she also has her unique areas of heightened sensation and preferred intensity. This isn't a one-size-fits-all map. It's a landscape you explore together with curiosity and gentle inquiry. It's about learning to read the subtle cues of her body, the way she breathes, the way her muscles tense or relax, the sounds she makes, and using those as your guide. Some areas will respond to a feather-light touch, almost imperceptible, designed to tantalize and build anticipation. Other spots will crave a deeper, more direct pressure, a firm caress that speaks directly to her core. The key here is communication, both verbal and nonverbal. Don't be afraid to ask, does this feel good? Or to simply observe her reactions closely. Your fingers become instruments of discovery, not just tools for execution. You're seeking out those pockets of exquisite sensation, those hidden springs of pleasure that, once stimulated with the right pressure, can unlock profound waves of ecstasy. This exploration is a collaborative effort, a shared adventure where you learn her body's language of delight. It's about understanding that more pressure isn't always better and less isn't always insufficient. It's about finding the right pressure for the right spot at the right moment, a nuanced understanding that elevates your touch from good to absolutely unforgettable. Circular caress. Next, we introduce the circular caress, a technique that embodies both gentleness and penetrating depth. This isn't about linear motions or aggressive thrusts. It's about the subtle, spiraling dance of your fingertips, creating a vortex of sensation that draws her deeper into her own pleasure. Imagine your fingers as tiny satellites, orbiting and exploring rather than a blunt instrument. The beauty of the circular caress lies in its ability to engage a wider area of sensory nerves, building a diffuse yet incredibly intense arousal. It's not just about stimulating one point, but about weaving a tapestry of sensation around it, creating a magnetic pull that intensifies with every rotation. The speed and pressure are crucial here, starting with soft, wide circles that gradually tighten and deepen as her arousal builds. This gradual intensification allows her body to acclimate, to fully absorb each wave of pleasure before the next one arrives. It's a seductive, almost hypnotic motion that encourages her to relax, to let go, and to surrender fully to the exquisite feelings you are eliciting. The circular motion is inherently comforting and yet incredibly stimulating, a paradox that unlocks new dimensions of pleasure. It's a testament to the power of thoughtful, deliberate touch, demonstrating that true mastery isn't about brute force, but about intelligent, sensitive engagement. This technique, when combined with presence and rhythmic resonance, becomes a powerful tool in your arsenal, capable of eliciting screams of delight. Focused flickers. Now we move into focused flickers, a more intense and pinpointed technique that builds upon the foundation of the circular caress. Once you've established a deep rhythm and identified her pleasure zones, these flickers become precise, almost teasing pulses of sensation designed to push her over the edge. This isn't about constant aggressive movement. It's about deliberate, intermittent bursts of focused energy directed at her most sensitive areas. Think of it like a delicate dance between pressure and release, a playful teasing that builds unbearable anticipation. These flickers are quick, light, yet incredibly potent, designed to create a cumulative effect that electrifies her nerves. The key is in the timing, knowing when to apply them, when to pause, and when to let the previous sensation linger and intensify. It's a nuanced interplay of touch that demands your full presence and attention to her responses. Each flicker is a small intentional spark that contributes to a rapidly building fire, leading her closer and closer to that explosive release. This technique requires an understanding of her personal rhythm, knowing when her body is ready for that extra push, that final acceleration towards climax. It's about precision, intention, and a deep connection to her escalating arousal. When executed with sensitivity and awareness, these focused flickers become the exhilarating climax of your tactile symphony, pushing her into realms of pure, unadulterated ecstasy, ensuring those delightful screams become an inevitable chorus. Breath connection. Beyond the physical touch, there lies the profound power of breath connection. This is often overlooked, yet it is absolutely critical for deepening intimacy and intensifying pleasure for both partners. It's not just about her breathing, but about your shared breath, creating an energetic loop that binds you together in the moment. As her arousal builds, her breathing will naturally become more rapid, shallower, a clear indicator of her escalating passion. Your role is to subtly mirror this, to breathe with her, not just physically, but energetically. This synchronization of breath creates a powerful, almost primal connection, allowing you to intuitively feel her rhythm and to guide her towards deeper states of pleasure. When you breathe together, you create a sense of unity, a feeling of being completely attuned to one another. This shared respiration can also be used to help her relax, to release any tension she might be holding, allowing her body to fully surrender to the sensations you are creating. Encourage her to breathe deeply, to release with each exhale, and to receive with each inhale. Your breath can be a gentle guide, a silent reassurance, and a powerful amplifier of her internal experience. The more consciously you connect through breath, the more profoundly she will experience every touch, every caress, every subtle shift in pressure. It transforms the act from a purely physical one into a deeply spiritual and energetically charged exchange. Verbal affirmation. While touch speaks volumes, the power of verbal affirmation is an often underutilized tool that can unlock deeper levels of pleasure and connection. It's not about constant chatter or distracting comments. It's about carefully chosen words that affirm her desirability, acknowledge her pleasure, and guide her towards greater release. Whispering words of encouragement, expressing how beautiful she looks, telling her what you observe her body experiencing. These simple phrases can be incredibly potent. You're so responsive. You feel incredible. Just let go. Or even simply, yes. These affirmations create a safe and encouraging space for her to fully express her pleasure, knowing that you are attuned to her and appreciate her vulnerability. Your voice, used gently and authentically, becomes another layer of stimulation, a sonic caress that complements your physical touch. It helps to dissolve any lingering inhibitions, allowing her to fully surrender to the moment without self-consciousness. Verbal affirmation isn't just about telling her she's doing well. It's about confirming that her pleasure is your priority, that her experience is what matters most. It builds trust, deepens emotional intimacy, and amplifies the physical sensations, creating a feedback loop of desire and appreciation. The right words, at the right time, can be just as powerful, if not more so, than the most expert touch, ushering her into realms of unparalleled ecstasy. Eye contact. Never underestimate the raw, visceral power of eye contact, even in moments of intense physical intimacy. While her eyes may be closed for periods of deep surrender, there will be moments, fleeting glances, where a deep connection can be forged. These moments are opportunities to communicate profound emotion, trust, and shared pleasure without a single word. Looking into her eyes as her arousal builds, seeing the intensity in her gaze, or witnessing the vulnerable surrender as she closes them. These are powerful non-verbal affirmations of your connection. It's a way of saying, I see you, I'm here with you, and I delight in your pleasure. When you make eye contact, you are not just looking at her. You are truly seeing her, recognizing her as a whole being, not just a body experiencing sensation. This deep gaze can be incredibly disarming, breaking down any remaining barriers and allowing for a level of intimacy that transcends the physical. It builds a bridge between your souls, transforming the experience from merely sexual to profoundly spiritual. Even if it's just for a few seconds, these shared glances create a bond that solidifies the experience in her memory, making it not just about the orgasm, but about the profound connection. It's a silent conversation, a mutual acknowledgement of the beautiful, powerful energy you are co-creating, imbuing the entire encounter with depth and meaning. Mindful pauses. In the pursuit of intense pleasure, there's a common misconception that more is always better, that constant stimulation is the key. But often, the most potent moments are found in the mindful pauses. These aren't breaks from the action. They are strategic recalibrations, moments of exquisite anticipation that amplify the sensations that came before and prepare for the intensity that is yet to come. Imagine a piece of music. The silence between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves, allowing the sound to resonate, to build tension, to create emotional impact. The same applies here. A mindful pause allows her body to process the waves of pleasure, to integrate the sensations, and to crave the return of your touch even more intensely. It builds anticipation to an almost unbearable level, making the next stroke, the next caress, even more powerful. During these pauses, maintain your presence, maintain eye contact if appropriate, and observe her reactions. Is she arching her back? Is she breathing heavily? Is she subtly asking for more with her body language? These pauses are not passive. They are active moments of connection and attunement. They allow the energy to gather, to coalesce before being unleashed anew. Mastering the art of the mindful pause is a hallmark of a truly sensitive and intuitive lover, transforming the experience from a sprint into a breathtaking, suspenseful journey towards climax. Teasing touches. Following those mindful pauses, we introduce the art of teasing touches. These are light, almost ethereal caresses that dance around the edges of her most sensitive zones, building anticipation and driving her desire to new heights without immediately plunging back into deep stimulation. Think of it as a playful whisper, a promise of what's to come, rather than a direct statement. These touches might involve light feathering with your fingertips, tracing patterns on her inner thighs, or brushing lightly over areas adjacent to her clitoris, but not directly on it. The goal is to create a tantalizing sense of deprivation, a sweet longing for more, making her crave your focused touch with an almost desperate intensity. The essence of teasing is to stimulate her senses without fully satisfying them, to keep her on the precipice of pleasure, constantly yearning for the next wave. This requires exquisite control and sensitivity, understanding when to pull back, when to delay, and when to finally give in to her unspoken pleas. It's a delicate dance of push and pull, a masterful manipulation of desire that heightens every subsequent touch. When done correctly, teasing touches can magnify her ultimate release tenfold, transforming it into an explosive crescendo of pure bliss. It's not about withholding pleasure cruelly. It's about building it artfully, making the final surrender all the more profound and unforgettable. Slow surrender. The culmination of all these elements leads us to the art of slow surrender. This isn't just about reaching an orgasm. It's about guiding her into a state where her body and mind completely let go, where she surrenders fully to the overwhelming tide of pleasure. It's about drawing out the experience, allowing her to linger on the edge of climax, experiencing multiple waves of sensation before finally allowing her to tip over. This requires immense patience and an intuitive understanding of her arousal curve. As you feel her approaching the peak, don't rush it. Instead, consider varying your pressure, changing the rhythm slightly, or introducing those mindful pauses and teasing touches to prolong the delicious build-up. The goal is to create an extended period of intense pleasure where she feels completely consumed by sensation, unable to think of anything else. This slow surrender is where those profound, earth-shattering climaxes are born, where her entire body vibrates with ecstasy. It's about letting her explore the full spectrum of her own pleasure, allowing her to ride the waves until she feels utterly spent, yet incredibly fulfilled. This is where your presence, your rhythmic resonance, your understanding of pressure points, and your teasing touches all converge, creating an experience that is not only physically exhilarating, but deeply emotionally satisfying. This is the art of truly letting her scream. Post-climax connection. The journey doesn't end with the climax. In fact, the post-climax connection is just as vital, if not more so, for strengthening intimacy and cementing the emotional bond. After the intense release, her body will be incredibly sensitive and her emotions often raw and open. This is not the time to disengage or rush away. It's a sacred period for gentle reconnection and shared intimacy. Maintain soft, caressing touches, perhaps moving to more gentle strokes on her hair, her back, or simply holding her close. Whisper words of affirmation, express your delight in her pleasure, and simply be present with her in the afterglow. This is a moment for tender words, for soft kisses, for simply lying together in contented silence. It allows her body to slowly return to a state of calm, while her mind processes the profound experience she just had. The post-climax connection reinforces the idea that your touch is about more than just physical release. It's about a deeper emotional connection, a shared journey of pleasure and intimacy. It builds trust and makes her feel truly seen, cherished, and desired beyond the act itself. This gentle, lingering intimacy is what transforms a good sexual experience into an extraordinary one, fostering a deeper bond and ensuring that she feels truly loved and cared for. This often overlooked phase is critical for the holistic experience of intimacy. Listening hands. Beyond all techniques, beyond all rhythm and pressure, lies the most crucial element: listening hands. Your hands are not just tools, they are extensions of your intention, your empathy, and your capacity to truly understand. This is where intuition takes over, guided by everything we've discussed. Listening with your hands means feeling every subtle twitch, every ripple of her skin, every slight change in muscle tension. It means understanding that her body is constantly communicating even when she's not speaking. Are her hips arching towards your touch, inviting more? Is she tensing, signaling discomfort or overstimulation? Are her fingers digging into your back, a sign of building intensity? These are the silent messages your hands must be attuned to. This requires a profound level of focus, a surrender of your own agenda, and a complete dedication to her experience. Your hands become responsive instruments, adjusting their pressure, speed, and location based on the subtle feedback they receive. It's an ongoing conversation, a delicate dance of proposal and response. When you truly listen with your hands, your touch becomes exquisitely tailored to her unique desires in that very moment, creating a customized experience of pleasure that no fixed technique could ever achieve. This is the heart of true mastery, where your touch becomes an act of profound, empathetic communication, transforming the experience into something deeply personal and unforgettable. Inner stillness. To truly master the art of touch, you must first cultivate inner stillness. This is where everything begins, not with external actions, but with an internal state of calm, focus, and unwavering presence within yourself. If your mind is racing, if you are anxious about performance, or if you are distracted by external thoughts, your touch will inevitably reflect that scattered energy. Inner stillness allows you to be fully grounded, fully centered, and completely available to the moment. It means quieting the internal chatter, letting go of expectations, and simply being. This doesn't mean you are passive, it means your actions flow from a place of deep intention and clarity. When you are internally still, you can better read her body, you can feel her energy, and your movements become more fluid, more deliberate, and more intuitive. It's like a calm lake reflecting the sky perfectly. If the water is agitated, the reflection is distorted. Your touch is the reflection of your inner state. Cultivating this stillness can involve deep breathing, mindful presence, or simply a conscious decision to be fully present. It's about becoming a vessel for pure, unadulterated sensation and connection, free from the noise of your own mind. This foundational inner state is what allows all the other techniques to blossom and bear fruit, transforming your touch into an expression of profound peace and powerful pleasure, unconditional desire. Finally, we arrive at the most potent secret of all, unconditional desire. This isn't just about desiring her body, it's about desiring her pleasure, desiring her full, uninhibited experience without any expectation or agenda for yourself. It's a complete shift from a transactional mindset to one of pure, altruistic giving. When your desire is truly unconditional, every touch becomes an offering, every caress an act of devotion. You are no longer performing to achieve a specific outcome for yourself, but rather you are pouring your energy, your presence, and your intention into her experience. This profound shift is palpable. She will feel it, not just in your touch, but in the entire energetic field you create together. It frees her to fully let go, to completely surrender to the pleasure you are offering, because she knows your focus is entirely on her. There's no pressure to perform, no need to worry about your satisfaction. She can simply exist in the space of her own escalating ecstasy. This unconditional desire is the most powerful aphrodisiac, the ultimate key to unlocking not just screams of pleasure, but a deep lasting bond of intimacy and trust. It elevates the act beyond the physical, transforming it into a sacred exchange of energy, love, and profound connection. This is the path to truly making her scream, not just with her body, but with her very soul, in a symphony of pure, unadulterated bliss. The journey we've taken together today is not just about techniques, it's about transformation. It's about understanding that true mastery in intimacy comes from a deep well of presence, empathy, and unconditional desire. It's about listening with your heart, guiding with your hands, and connecting with your soul. Embrace these insights, integrate them into your being, and watch as your connections deepen, your relationships flourish, and your ability to bring profound pleasure blossoms into an art form. This isn't just about making someone scream, it's about helping them find a liberation of self they never knew possible, a testament to the power of truly engaged, deeply loving touch.